Hello, I want to address in this video a topic that keeps coming up, and it is how to address uh, dynamic configuration or configuration of the edge when you have tens, hundreds of edge devices, and you want to change some parameters or something in those edge devices without having to jump through a million DevOps hoops. And how do we address this in Prescient Designer? So here we are in Designer, and the first thing that I want to address is how do you have just one subflow, but assigned to multiple devices and still be able to address them individually or as a subset? So I'll draw your attention to this group, the addressing devices group. And we have a simple edge app, and I'll show you here. It receives commands on the input, and there are two commands. One is to identify itself, and the other one is to multiply. And I'll cover the second one in a little bit. But the first thing to note is that by default, any subflow in Designer that's assigned to a device has the environment variable device ID here defined in the subflow and all subflows in its hierarchy, meaning if this subflow had another subflow, that environment variable would also be defined in that subflow. So within that edge app, you can always tell what device it's running on. So this identify yourself command simply says device, whatever the device ID is, received the message. So let me demonstrate here that if you just send the message to this subflow, which is associated here with in 5 devices, then it goes to all the devices, right? So you'll see here that this device 1, device 2, device 3, 4, and 5, and these are the names of the devices. Same device names that you see here in the device sidebar, right? So this is just to demonstrate that a single message goes to all the devices in this group. But here I have associated this subflow with 5 devices, an Adventic Uno, a LANer device, and then 3 Raspberry Pis of different kind. So let's just say that I want to have a Raspberry Pi group and, for lack of a better term, a commercial gateway group. So if a message has a DEST, stands for destination property, and it's an array of device IDs, then that message will only get delivered to those devices. And so we can have a message going to just the Raspberry Pis and a message here with a different destination array just going to the other 2 devices. And to demonstrate that, let me just send this message to the Pis, and see, you only see the Raspberry Pis responding to that message. And if I issue the other command, then you would only see the commercial gateways responded to that message. In addition, each message that comes out of a subflow that's associated with a device has a message.src, stands for source property, which tells you the device ID that produced that message. So both on the input side and on the output side, there's complete control as to who receives a message and where that message comes from. And so one can compute based on that. And again, to reiterate, all the subflow hierarchy associated with a device has a device ID environment variable, which can be used to perhaps do some sort of configuration based on the device ID. Another option for edge device configuration is to just use environment variables, right? So here we have 2 subflows associated with the 2 groups. This group is the Pi group, and we define a environment variable of 2 for this group, and then we, for the other group, which has the other 2 edge devices, the environment variable is defined as 3. And we will send the multiply command. So it's command to multiply, and the payload is 5. And the edge application, if it receives the multiply command, it would just simply multiply the payload by the factor. So in this way, it's statically, meaning the environment variables only can be changed, obviously, after you change them and then you deploy, but then they're set in stone till the next deployment. But you can do that. So let's just see that. So the pies will give you 10, and so 5 times 2, and the commercial gateways will give you 15. Is 5 times 3 because they have a factor of 3. Now the issue with this static configuration is that you have to have as many subflows as different configurations, right? Because you have to change something in the environment variables so that it will be different for one group of devices versus the other. So the most convenient and appropriate configuration, particularly for scaling, when you have hundreds of devices, is to have dynamic configuration. And here, I have another little subflow that deployed to all those 5 devices. So there will be no difference between in the subflow between the devices. It's the same subflow, right? So in this case, it's the command is change topic. So I have I'm publishing the device ID every 10 seconds. I make the payload the device ID environment variable of that device, and then I'm publishing it. But the trick here is that in Designer, we have modified this MQTT block to be able to support this particular notation, which essentially takes allows you to, in any field that has been which this feature has been added to, allows you to use a global, a flow, or a context environment variable, where it says, okay, the topic, the MQTT topic for this message is going to be taken from this topic global variable in the file context. And by default, in Prescient Edge and Prescient Designer, the file context is enabled by default. So you can obviously set this topic global variable with a message. So that this is what the input does. If the command is change topic, then this function just assigns whatever the payload is to the topic global environment variable. And so the next time this inject triggers, the topic that's going to be used is whichever one's the last topic that was configured here. So to demonstrate this, I have an edge broker, MQTT broker running in a different edge device, just to show that it's just a simple ADIS broker running on another edge device that's on the same network as the other devices. And this little block just tidies up the message so that it can be more easily seen what the topic is and what the message is. So right now I have the pies. I keep using the same 2 groups. We can have a pie group where we can change the topic, where all the pies are going to transmit their device ID, and we can change the topic, the MQTT topic, where all the commercial gateways are going to transmit the device IDs. And right now, I think the topic for the pies is pies, and the topic for the commercial gateways is comms. So if I turn on, let me deploy here to turn on this. Oh, there you go. So to demonstrate this, you see that the pi 3, the topic is pi. This Advantech device is transmitting on the comms, and same for all the other devices. So let's just say that we want to change, we move the pies to the lab, and we want to change the topic to, say, instead of pie, say lab. We just say lab. So this little node essentially just takes an input from the browser, and it's gonna set the group to the pie group, and then just issue that command. So we'll change the topic, and then we'll see that the next topic that the pies are going to be transmitting on is lab. So with just one message, in 1 second, we'll be able to change the configuration of this edge app dynamically. And of course, we can do the same with the other device. This is in a, I don't know, oil rig. And so the next time that these devices publish, they're going to publish an oil rig. And there you go. That's the oil rig for the Vantech, and now the oil rig for the Lanner. So in this way, this is one of the many ways, but one powerful way that a designer allows you to change the configuration dynamically. You can think of it as changing tags that you're reading from a PLC, or any other number of ways that you need to adapt a particular edge app for one particular scenario. And in this case, scaling is super easy because nothing has changed in this subflow. We can assign this subflow, in this case, it's to 5 devices, but can be assigned to 10, 20, 100. And each of them can be configured individually by just, or in different groups, by just sending appropriate messages to the appropriate devices. I hope this shows how we support dynamic configuration. And if you have any questions, please get in touch, and we can explain further. Thank you.